And let's take a look. Be sure to check out Comic Book Illuminati and Geekery. Links are in the description. This is a review on Sharon Carter, also known as Agent 13. Part of the Marvel Legends Onslaught wave. And this is a reuse from the movie body that you've probably seen. I think parts are from Black Widow, and it's from Maria Hill, the movie version. It was part of a 3-pack for Toys R Us, repainted. The one thing you could definitely tell is the left hand is a closed fist. I didn't really like that on the Maria Hill figure, and I don't like it here. It just seems a bit odd for a choice, and it limits the options, like you can't carry 2 weapons. It has this weapon type thingy. Looks like one of those fictional weapons. These guns here are just sculpted on. They are not removable, just for detailing. This is definitely removable, but I wouldn't mess with that. Costume reuse. It is actually comic accurate, or comic accurate enough. Let's take a look from the comic books for an example. You could check out here the nice detailing on the shield symbol. Nice head sculpt. They did have a Sharon Carter from the S.H.I.E.L.D 2-pack. Take a look at it. Now let's take a look at the articulation. It has a ball jointed head from side to side. The ponytail doesn't get in the way of the articulation. Ball jointed at the shoulders, but there is no bicep swivel, and it has only one point of articulation at the elbow, ball jointed, and the wrists are ball jointed. Does have a pivot torso and swivels, but there is no waist articulation, so it doesn't have that. And it does have the up and down, side to sides, ball jointed hips. And it does have the swivel right here at the thighs, but I would be very careful here because these pieces look like they could break eventually if the plastic gets weak. So I wouldn't mess with that. And it has the double knee articulation and ball jointed ankle rockers. And it is kind of hard to stand because of the small feet. So that's another negative about it. And the only addition is I would have probably given it more realistic weapons, which if you have some spare ones from other action figures. And here's my final word on Sharon Carter Agent 13. Okay, so overall, what did you think of the action figure? Marvel Legends Sharon Carter Agent 13. I thought it was definitely a pretty good action figure. It's not the best though. I kind of like the S.H.I.E.L.D 2-pack one, but this is the modern design. She does have this white costume and type of look in the comic books. And it is a reuse of the S.H.I.E.L.D movie, Maria Hill, Black Widow type of mold. And it does work, surprisingly. It did a pretty good job. The only thing I didn't like too much was the left hand, the closed fist. There's not much you could really work with in terms of poses or stuff like that. Too bad they didn't have any like alternate hands. And it only has that one comic booky type of weapon instead of a more realistic type of weapon, which would have been better had they give it probably more weapons, but they didn't. So that's the only other thing I would change or add to the figure. If you have extra parts lying around, give it more weapons. Other than that, nice figure. I think if you have the 2-pack, it's not essential to get this figure, but if you don't have a Sharon Carter figure, definitely would recommend it. Comic book version of it looks cool. Another figure for your S.H.I.E.L.D. collection. And so that's the review, and I'll talk to you later. Oh, and please subscribe.